Okay, here I will be dealing with the sum to infinity. It falls under a geometric sequence or series. Geometric over in a common ratio and so on. So now we have two different types of geometric series. We have a convergent and we have a divergent. Checking now common ratio. I have these two examples. So la, if you say 2 divided by 4, it's 1 over 2. 1 divided by 2, it's 1 over 2. 1 over 2 divided by 1, it's going to be 1 over 2. Checking up the common ratio. 4 divided by 2, it's 2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So let's check along. A common ratio lana is a half. Common ratio lana ubani 2. So must check if ithemu elandelayo la kuzoba 32, ithemu elandelayo 64, ithemu elandelayo 124, kanjalo izoqhubeka until zifike ko-million, qhubeka waya no ayigcini. But masichecka la isuka ku-4 iya ku-2 iya ku-1 iya ku-half, multiply la ngo-half, ithemu elandelayo kuzoba 1 over 4, ilandelayo 1 over 8, 1 over 16, 1 over 32. Uyabo ukuthi inamba le ibancane no, because half is 0.5, 1 over 4 is 0.25, ilandelayo yabo izogcina isithi 0.0000, i-approacha u-0 but angeke isoze ifike ku-0. So if a pattern or a series is approaching a certain number, approaching 0, approaching 1, we say that series is a convergent one. It converges. If iqhubeka waya ikhula yabo, igraph yala exponential yabo eme kanje yabo engagcini ekhuphukayo waya, but la mhlambe la igcina ku1 i-convergent yabo, exponential ekhulu bese approacha a certain number yabo. Mhlambe lapho 1 izo approach 1 but ayifiki ku1. Lena I approach lutho iyaqhubeka waya phezulu, le iyasondela bo iba ne-asymptote lapha. So ihluke kanjalo. So now we say, so see graph, a series is a convergent if i-value ka-r, which is the common ratio, is greater than or minus 1 and less than 1. Meaning that it's between minus 1 and 1. It can be 0.8, 0.9, 0.5, negative 0.5, negative 0.8, and so on. But I was kubo 1 and I was kuba mkhulu kuno 1, I was kuba mncane kuno minus 1. If the series diverges, kusuke lapho i-value ka-r isuke inkulu kuno 1. Suku 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, and i-value ka-r isuke incane kuno minus 1. It can be minus 2, can be minus 3, minus 4, and so on. No? So maybe if it's a question like just comment or say if the following or the given series converges or diverges, when into yokuqala uzoyithola yini, hamba uthola i-common ratio. Once uthola i-common ratio, then you will decide if the common ratio is any number above 1 or less than minus 1, you say the series diverges or it's a divergent. But if 1 is between, if 1 is 1 over 4, 1 over 3, if 1 is between or in the interval minus 1 and 1, you say the series converges. It's a convergent. Right, so examples, like few examples of convergent. We have a formula, sum to infinity. Sum to infinity is equal to a over 1 minus r. The formula is only convergent. Series a convergent. Series a divergent asiyisebenzisi formula yethu, it's sum to infinity. So we're calculating the sum, right? A geometric series. Is sum a geometric series right? Okay, so there's a few examples. Okay, now question here. We should calculate the sum to infinity of the geometric series 1 over 2, 1 over 4, 1 over 8. So sum to infinity. So since has like sum to infinity, we're just gonna write the formula. Sum to infinity is equal to a over 1 minus r. A is still the first term, r is still the common ratio. Checking the common ratio. 1 over 4 divided by 1 over 2, it's 1 over 2. 1 over 8 divided by 1 over 4, it's 1 over 2. Because also R way 2 is 1 over 2. Then we substitute, share calculator, so the answer is A is the first term, which is 1 over 2. Then it's 1 minus R, it's 1 over 2. Let's say that answer is 1 minus half, so half divided by half. Then answer is 1. So when my examples manje azokhuluma nge-convergent. Okay, any question on that is common, like most of the time on my question papers. Consider the geometric series P plus about that plus that. Basic question is, for what values of P will the series converge? P or ubani uzokwenza the series converge? For example, let's say we have 2 no x. 2 plus x, you know? X ubani uzokwenza series converge? Kumele ukhumbule one thing nanje. I-series iconverge if u-R emkhulu kuno minus 1 emncane kuno 1. Right? And i-series diverge if u-R emkhulu kuno 1 or u-R emncane kuno minus 1. So because ukuthi wena mayithi question, for what values of x, u-x ubani that will make the series converge. So kahle kahle u-x ubani ozokwenza ukuthi i-value ka-R ibe a number that is greater than minus 1 and less than 1. For example, let's say u-x1, u-x mayo 1, should common ratio kuzoba 1 divided by 2, it's 1 over 2. So your common ratio it's half, and half ufola kule interval layer because u-x01 will make the series ukuthi yenze converge, right? Okay, let's say u-x2, 2 divided by 2 1. U1 akayenzi ukuthi converge, akayenzi ukuthi diverge, ne? So because u-x02 will not make the series converge. Let's make u3 lapha. 3 divided by 2, that is like 1, that is 1 comma something, 1,5. So 3 divided by 2, you keep R that is greater than 1. And R greater than 1, when the series it converge. So because U3 will not make the series converge, but will make the series what? Diverge. Yeah? Right. So la. Okay, so lana example, okay, let me remove lezinto converge then diverge. So okay, every time if equation et for what values of x or p or k will the series converge? But when it comes to converge, no. The series will only converge, if the value of R is greater than minus 1 and less than 1. This is the first thing that you must write, yeah? And then after that, if it's 4 marks, we are telling only 1 just for writing, just for showing that you understand what is series converger. Then you go look for R. You know go to R. It's the common ratio. And how do we find the common ratio? We say term ephambili divide by term which is before low term leyo bese sithola R. So generally we can say lot divide by law, or we can say lot divide by law. But since it's a geometric series, let's divide and value R will be common. So lot divide by law. So we have P plus 1 divided by P. Cancel, P plus 1. Meaning to R wethu will equals to P plus 1. No? So R uyahamba uyombala uyabuya uzomfaka la. So we're gonna have P plus 1. So replace R ngapha sino minus 1 ngapha sino 1. And then we solve for P. Solve just normal algebra. No? 1 kumele aphume lapha because P kumele be thatha 1 ajumpa ngale uzoba minus 1. So ngapha we're gonna have 0 phakathi sele no P. 1 ajumpe ngapha will be minus 1. So kuzoba minus 1 kube minus 2. So this is your answer. Yeah. Okay, so manje ngifuna ukushintsha equation ngifake another series lana senze lo example and then we're gonna be fine. Okay, so now it's the same question but it's the different series now. Okay, afika question manje ithi consider the geometric series nansi lo plus lo plus lo. It's a series, so siya-eta. For what or for which values of P will the series converge? First things first, one question enjalo, series will only converge if R emkhulu kuno -1 and R is less than 1. So and then kumele uhambe uyothola u-R. U-R umthola ngani? Lo divided by lo, or we can say loya divided by lo. Simthole u-R lapha eceleni. Term 3, which is 3x minus 1 cubed divided by term 2, which is 3x minus 1 squared. Laws will divide the law. Okay, this is R, and then law asuse law a1 bese phezulu kusala 3x minus 1. So this will be our R. Says R, so replace la 3x minus 1 greater than -1 less than 1. Into ebalekile yile, but value R kumele umthole bobizomfaka la. Right. So now we're gonna solve for x. So we must remove -1, remove 3. -1 okwenza left, you should also do it on your right. Both sides. -1 ajumpa ngale will be +1. Chaza ukuthi ngapha sona nobani no2. Phakathi sele nobani no3x. -1 ajumpa buye ngapha zoba +1 -1 will be 0. Sele no3 lapha. We divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. 0 divided by 3 is 0. Lo cancel kusala x. Lona kusala bani 2/3 and done. So this is how you tackle ama questions anje. So it's something finisi phelela lana.